Well, if one looks at the Australian economy, it's the companies that are doing well in a broad sense are the mineral sector, mainly because of China, to a lesser extent India. In other words, our dollar is really determined by prices on resources, the demand for resources, because we tend to dig stuff up, put it on a boat and send it out. You need financing for projects. The banks supply the money. It's hard to imagine a system without banks. I think I would like to see, just looking at the Australian environment, I don't live here, so I mean I've been living 15 years in Southern California, the unionocracy called California, but there is a huge amount of competition in the United States banking system, and I think we need, the 4 pillars still applies here, I assume. That I think is nonsense. We ought to have less regulation in the banking sector from the government. I don't know how you get around that, but generally regulation is the impediment to creativity. And I'm a great free market guy. I'm a Friedrich Hayek, Louis van Mises type of guy, Adam Smith, The Wealth of Nations, The Invisible Hand. Generally, people who are doing things for their own benefit end up benefiting a whole bunch of other people because they're providing services which benefit them. So you do well by doing good, or do good by doing good. So I'm a free enterprise guy. I think we have too many regulations, we have too much government, and we let government interfere with our lives too much. And there's no easy solution to that. And I don't, where do you start? And what we try to do is elect people that think like we do, and then they get into the system, and somehow gridlock occurs, and the obvious things that ought to get done don't get done, and it's gridlock, and that seems to be the way of the world in the 21st century. It's a bit sad, but it doesn't mean you give up. I don't want to be pessimistic and say you shouldn't try to change things. You have to try to change things, but it's like trying to swim in a swamp to a large extent. But you got to do it.